And I'm back. Let's go. So let's continue. Okay. Helmet info. Okay, we're back in Tolstad. Come on, little imp. Let's see what you've got. Behold! Braxo, pencil wing. Okay. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Great start. You raise your head toward the sky. Above you sits a tiny red creature. His wings flutter faintly in the wind. The fiend throws a quick glance your way. He's annoyed. An evil creature. Beware. Staring at a piece of paper, he does not acknowledge your presence. What you reading? A sigh escapes the fiend's mouth. He slowly puts down the paper. The paper is actually a turnout page from a magazine. I like the funny pictures. I believe the fiend is sarcastic. I like the pictures too. Yeah, I imagine you would. Wait, he says, leaning into a good look at you. Urtgard? A cleric? How's you doing here? That reaction, your presence is uncommon. You can go wherever you want. Fudge off. Okay, I decided I'm not going to swear anymore. I already do that in the real life too much, so let's try. Also, I feel a bit tired, so sorry for the awkward pauses. But yeah, let's play. Am I not allowed? Chris, you are allowed. Just not often you guys are here. Why not? I, for one, am very happy for your presence. This place has gone downhill since the city let the goblins and Free Strider run amok. Oh no, devils is a kiss ass. We need some damn order in this place. So if you need any legal advice, just let me know. He gives you a tiny short smirk. You should be aware of the fact that this is literally a devil. Lawful evil fiend. Okay, so a classic D&D devil boy. I know the answer to this one. Should I invest in stocks? Oh. Oh. I do not give nor have given investment advice. But, yeah. He looks you up and down. I should ask, have you ever bought shares before, cleric? Uh-oh. I don't share with anyone, little red man. Okay, some basics then. Popularized by late Divine Era, human adventure companies are sharing a essential percentage of ownership of a certain venture. Okay, could be a guild, could be a company, or a specific adventure, something that is supposed to grow over time so you can increase the value of your securities in the adventure. It's a risky way to increase your capital without actually doing any real work. Guts. This devil is good. Learn from him. Why is it risky? Sounds like free money. Good question. Imagine you invest in an adventuring party. They head into the Verdun Hills to dive into some Gate era tomb or an esoteric area filled with talking cats. Something weird and dangerous, but with potential for a lot of cool treasure to be found and brought back. There's a major chance that those adventurers die out on their journey. If they do, you lose all the money invested. They could make it back, in which case you'd get a percentage of the treasure based on your share, but how often do adventurers come back with a bunch of treasure these days? Have you ever bought stocks? Sure, I spend about 30% of my income in risky ventures. Sometimes I even get paid in securities, which is nice, since I won't have to pay any middlemen. Good people buy stocks. In me? The little red devil stares at you. If you were to set yourself up as a venture, then maybe. I mean, if you could convince someone to invest in you, without breaking any laws regarding investment advice, why not? I'm tired of hearing about this. That's all I have to ask about stocks. Hope you learned something, cleric. Are you a barrister? A tiny barrister? No, I have no legal position in the city. I'm just fairly knowledgeable in the magistrate's code. So he works with city law. Ask him for details. He shows you a foul grin. So what type of work do you do? If you know what you do, you'll never work a day in your life, he says and smirks. So what do you do? Me? I do scribing most days, got some connections with the palace, and believe me, phew, that's got me through some tough times. See, whenever some rich asshole needs a legal draft in a hurry, who do they send? The guys with the wings, that's who. He does paperwork, then he must be highly knowledgeable in the law. Awfully trap. Always on call, huh? For sure, but I got around quick. Who are you voting for? What am I voting for? Same as you, the little devil says with a laugh, the good guys. And that means the city, duh. The elites are quite literally feeding my trove at this point. You don't think I vote for someone that toppled them? Voting in his self-interest, as anyone reasonable would do. You're being selfish in your voting. Interesting. I don't have a political opinion myself. I'd make a joke of something, but having city clerics be apolitical ain't the worst. Could probably make life a lot easier. I'm done. I've asked everything I wanted to. He throws up his little arms in the air. It's over, by the gods. So dramatic. Love that little guy. What would the law say about leeches in Norfolk? He gives you a thoughtful leer. Leeches, eh? Yeah, there's some history there. Obviously, before the Bone Purge, there used to be a handful of leeches here hired to manage undead production facilities. That was what, 15 years ago? After that, then it included leeches are not allowed on Nordic turf. But just between you and me, There are still undead hanging around. Trust me. Yeah, might be the case. Possibly. What does the law have to say on resurrections? That's one hell of a question. He smirks for a while. The imp enjoying his pun before moving on. What a sociopath. Higher tier resurrections aren't illegal, they're just not available. There are a handful of non-divine resurrection spells. Since the death of Earth, there has been no documented instance of successful resurrections above 3rd level. Does a murder still count if the victim is resurrected? Eh. He thinks about the questions for a bit. There's been cases. Heard of a man stabbed in a bar fight, bled out, just in time for a drunk cleric to arrive. Cast Revivify, and the bloke lived. The stabber ended up being charged with a major transgression of personal well-being. And that's not murder per se. But I'd argue it had more to do with the fellow's barrister making it clear to the judiciaries there was no killing intent. So not an accident, but not a murder. Just a brawl gone too far. But that'd be a hard sell. The victim wasn't breathing. A complex scenario, something clerics often have to contend with. But in most cases, I'd say yes. So to go around murdering folks and revivifying them, cleric. It would be a waste of a spell slot. Yes. And evil. But also a bit funny. Very funny. Okay, that's all I wanted to ask. Let's explore. Maybe we'll ask about the t-shirt later. Behold! Money! Other goblins. But this is a goblin golden. A shard. Another shard. Okay. Let's explore a little bit before I go on a attacking marathon again. So is this, yeah, okay, this is a way out. HWBT. Behold! Goblin wall. Engage! A green face is splattered across the facade. Staring wildly towards a flaming sky, and the dragon spreads across it, or something like that. Can you call this art? Hell yeah! Place your hand upon the wall. You take a step forward, the painted stone surface is smooth. This is no cheap dwarven rock, this is a gate architecture design disguised among the rest. Truly ancient. You feel an esoteric urge to communicate with the object. Ooh. So let's 1d20. Your pocket watch tingles. Is it because it gives me constitution? Or is it because it's esoteric? Okay, tell me your secrets. Boom. Nice. Okay, you sense a crack in the wall. It wasn't there before. Then you heard the voice, a faint voice, a hoarse voice. Secrets. And when spoke, well, isn't that the truth? Oh god, you're not crazy. Talking walls now. Awesome! How old are you? 15 time aliens. How many years that? 2000. Gate here could have been built by one of Jor's beasts. Who built you all? A god. Cool. It. Ah, yeah. I thought like cool, yeah, like cool. Not cool, like get it down a bit. Cool. It with the heresy. I'm a devoted servant of. And I don't listen to any other gods. Existence is not heresy. For Yomestra is as present as any other. Yomestra? Yomestra! What's your name? Chelsea. That's a pretty name. Okay. What do you know about Norvik? Nothing. Do you know about what Norvik is? No. What it's like being a nothing. Nothing good or nothing bad. Nothing. In isolation. This seems like that nonsensical question. That's what we are going to ask it. Fear. Perfect response. Are you sure you understand the question? Yes. All right then. Okay, well, give it a pat. Okay. The cracked spirits as quickly and silently as it came to be. Then silence. That was surely an esoteric event, or else you're turning mad. Nicest wall you've ever met. Thank you for your time. Bow and leave. This is the writing is like, I don't know, like Monty Python or Discworld or something. Nature seeps through the walls, through the cracks. Yeah, I don't want to. Is it some more talking? Oh, behold! Overgrown, ancient, sort of interesting. Kind of. Embedded in the earth, you find weather-beaten stone in the shape of spiral. Its edges are worn, smooth almost, and behind you lies the head of what was once a snail statue. Whatever god of symbol in it was, no time has ground it down. It is a monument, not to nothing now. There is something, but can you understand it yet? Its purpose. What's with the snail stuff? Norvik is built upon layers and layers of ruins. One of those layers, one of the oldest, were a snail folk. Snail folk. Thus, you will surely find many of the snail symbols and spiral shapes around the city. Tell me your secrets. No response. Tell me your secrets, damn it! Your fist makes contact with the hard surface, a crack falls along with a shooting pain up your arm, spreading through your fingers. The crack came from the rock. Lifting your fist, you realize you left a minor crack in the surface. You're right, Rock. You're alright. The rock stares at you menacingly, but a piece of it fell from your violent attack. Pick up the shard. Oh, okay. You put it in your pouch. Wait, you damaged it with your fist? This stone is very brittle. Nod and leave. Wake up! Wake up! And they got some big birds. Behold! What other gods are there? Many. You know a few. Ut, Ilm, Talking, Bulba. I'm done. Behold! Hey! Why was it empty in captions? Ha! Hello. Behold! A black cat. Engage! On the ledge overlooking the garden, you spot a black cat, calm as it can be, even cat that is stubborn next. Greetings, who might you be? The cat lifts its head, its dark eyes squint at you for seconds, there, and then ignores you. Well, once again. It knows more than lets on. Typical cat. This cat does not care for you in the slightest. If you wish to hold a proper conversation with this magnificent creature, you need to find the first level spell Speak with Animals. Pet the cat. Of course I will. It meets your palm and nuzzle against it. Oh. Such independence and arrogance. You should get a cat. Not doing anything yet. Getting so much love. Learning from this beast. I don't know. My eyes are so sort of fuzzy today. Good bet. It appears to have enjoyed the bet. What do you know about the shop? The cat does not turn to look at you. You are not worthy. Of course I'm not. Behold! Old faded posters, they're unreadable. Actually, readable posters, but still old. Your eyes land on the air, nailed in a wall. Getting out information to people. How do you do it? One possible way: papers nailed on random walls. Some of them unturned or unintelligible. A few catch your attentions. You should rip them to shreds. That'll be fun. Grand opening. You can barely read the faded lettering on this ink printed flyer. Grand opening of the Stubborn Sphinx. Brewery and commercial taverns, served without riddles, drunk with all served without riddles. Pillar Crossing. LW. What's LW? By the look of it, started up at least a year ago, maybe two. Faded green hammer poster. A sun-faded symbol covers most of this large poster. It's a hammer printed with green ink. Asgalists. Of course. Gallery walkers. Asgard says no god above, no kings below, only fog. Asgard is rally, turn into a match. DS, circle square up. A flyer with an owl on it. S. Yella and Sons. Binders and lithographers. Everything from design to engraving. Account books, manufacture. Water lane views 6 LW. Oh, this could be useful. It's a prayer book, and yes, this place could help with that. Behold! Ah, another empty barrel. Snail. Behold! Nice! Rogue. This goblin gets shit done, what are the odds? Highly competent, but with a craving for validation. Just look at the way he dresses himself. He doesn't work for himself any ideal. This goblin devotes his life for his lady. No different from our religious nut. Okay. Engage. You find a goblin standing at the tip of the tall stat. His clothes are fit for a Ritzian trader, and his haircut is fit for a scanny nobleman, a superficial fellow. Behind him, a vast view of the mouth of River Torna. Let me guess, you're the cleric. Taking you for granted, this goblin needs to learn humility. Yes, I am the cleric. That's me. He nods, looking tired and annoyed. I'm Snell, runner and handler for HWBT. Old lady's been waiting for you. This old lady must be his chieftain, the matriarch of his tribe. Greet the goblin kindly. This is the beginning of great cultural cooperation and exchange. Old lady, the lady of below, dragon of Tolstad. His eyebrow raises. Lady Sageleaf. She's been waiting for you, cleric. I am from the local government. Nice to meet you, Snell. You raise her arm up in the air as one should be greeting an uncivilized tribal goblin. What the... What are you doing? Cleric, what are you doing? Not feeling it? The goblin does not respond, nor does he raise his own arms. Instead, he simply stares at you. His expression speaks of pain. Get used to it. Oh, please. Cleric, stop it. You feel great shame. Yeah, physical pain from shame. Securing your mind, it becomes clear to you that goblins, in fact, do not have a cultural salute. What do you remember, however, is a salute from an old folk play wherein goblins were played by green painted humans who run around with their arms in the air. Oh no. So, not a fan of that play, eh? What play? Oh, it's an old one, but it's good. The goblin looks around, clearly struggling to find the right words. Exasperated, more like. Okay, right. Head down to the garden throne. Hey. He waves his claw at you. What's all this? You look like a human. Shit. You've been floating around in the banks of the river. Your uniform shows it. He's making a playful jab. Don't worry about it. The gall! You should teach him a lesson. I fell into the river. He gives a shocked laugh. Wait, really? It's fine. Somebody fished me up. Like you. Just dust yourself up. The dragon's waiting. Trust me, you don't want to disappoint her. Is she spooky? Yeah, real scary. Insult her and she'll bite your head off. Then she'll scorch your corpse to dust. I'm sure. He laughs and crosses his arms. Ah, but seriously, she will. You up if you annoy her. Not a jest. Okay. Lead me to her. Good, but just to make it perfectly clear, some ground rules. Don't say anything stupid. Don't climb the trees, stay away from the edges, and he is showing off his polished fangs. Enjoy the garden. The goblin scurries down the stairs. He seems to be in a hurry. Your body trembles. Tell her what she wants to hear, and you'll be fine. Look out over the river. The cold Tuscany wind seeps through the cracks of your helmet. Fall him down. Okay. A sacred river flies against the rocks. Let's go. Okay, this is very nice. Atmospheric. Those all left many holes in the berg. What? Too fast. Your stomach twists. Beware her illusion. Charisma. Let's know the mushroom. Okay. The dragon herself. Lower layer. Lady Sagely. Wisdom. Nice. Chieftain. Something is very wrong. Her eyes are striking your soul. Hold on to that feeling or you will be consumed. She wields power you could only dream of, yet her actions betray her nature. Evil, good. Selfishness for one's tribe, a defining trait. Okay, let's engage. You approach the throne, the spirite flutter, their glow illuminating the trunk of this great tree. Its roots reaching far below, its branches holding up to the ceiling above. On the throne sits a tiny goblin, her smirk as bright as it is threatening. So, this is the dragon. Yes, I can see it. Her glare is horrific. Cleric of Norwich, of Ut and River. Her shrill voice echoes out through the chamber. She's talking to you. You're the cleric. Great observation. I was assured by your masters, the top brass of the palace itself. Her words are tainted in disdain. Her voice causes you to shiver. They told me a cleric of the highest standing would arrive within the hour. So tell me. We should run. No, wait, you can't. But you should. Dominion. She has control here. Why am I sitting here, waiting? Tread lightly. You need her on your side. Make sure she knows you're on hers. Every other word you hear could have a profound impact on the rest of this quest of yours. My masters are idiots, but I'm here now, don't worry. Her frown quickly turns into a grin. Since we're on the same page then, her expression, she's appeased. For now. You can sense the dread in the air fade. Yet, hers is a frightful presence. You can't take this much longer. You need to get out. Don't become frightened. No. No. Shit. Get out of here. Turn around. Adrenaline keeps your legs from buckling under the intense darkness, and you turn and run. Let out. It echoes down into the depths between trees and fungi covered cavern walls. Whatever reaction the goblins have to your retreat, you are not around to see it or hear it. Where am I? You ran for quite a while. When your mind comes itself, you're sitting inside of an empty barrel. I'm not kidding. Fear. It goes a long way sometimes. Wait, I hid in a barrel. More or less. The dragon chased you. Maybe. Leave the barrel. As you do, you realize the barrel is but one of many, located in a tunnel you've never seen before. There I see him. Cleric! Uh-oh. Amazing. Cleric, you've now wasted another precious hour. Please do not run away. She's containing her rage. Amazing. The lady's trying not to scare you off again. Maybe she's actually be nicer to you now. He's now standing next to the throne. He's been around for nearly an hour looking for you. Not mine. Well done on finding. He opens his mouth to give her a sign, thank you. The lady, however, gives him an angry gaze. Could have gone faster. He lowers his head in silence. The goblin gets away. Love to see it. You can see his legs trembling. You're not the only one afraid. Let us continue. The dragon leans on her armchair, letting out an exhausted groan. It is vexing to watch my streets descend so far. Are you even aware, cleric, a local business caught up in an inferno in the middle of the day? Right on Pillar Road? My road. She roars, and you stand your ground. And yet, Magister Darrow, she spits out the name like the curse word. He alone believes the halfway bridge tribe does not have jurisdiction over this particular location. The magistrate speaks for the city. She claps her hands together. See, this is what I've been dealing with. Blind faith in a failing system. She lets out a frustrated groan. Why does Darrow say that? Because he's a fool, born out of nepotism and alcohol. Sick burn. Where is your usual jurisdiction? She leans back and picks something from between her fangs. I have an official recognition law on Lower Tolstad. Definition of that has always been vague. Some see it as anything below ground, some as below water level. And where exactly is the tea shop located? She glares at you. It is, or was, rented out of a corner of the central fort, just above the holes next to the pillar. She snaps her fingers toward the goblin to her right. That means it's a part of the core foundation of this island fortress. Therefore, that property is legally an underground rental unit, he says, pointing his head. Lady. My people have been handling that damn crow's contract for years. But no. Suddenly, when the entire unit goes up in flames, that's when my people no longer have the right to enter the premises, to deal with it, to clean up, even. No, suddenly it is the city's business, and we should keep our noses out of it. Corruption, plain and simple. Sounds shady. Her sharp glare stabs at you. Normal business in Norfolk. And don't get me started on the actual effect this has on my people. Snell, she says, and beckons toward the commonly goblin. He approaches the roots and takes a bow. Lady Sageleaf. Then he turns to you. The magistrate said it was an accident involving a fireplace failure. They've yet to send anyone into actually investigate the scene. How can you know that? What? Shit. Something broke. Just ignore it and move on. I said, how can you know that? No, you didn't. Yes, I did. No, really, didn't. You said, Snell. The goblin scratches his neck. He wants to point out your mistake so badly. Well, too bad. He glances towards his lady. We've kept an eye on it. The explosion occurred on 21st of March, just past noon. 3 minions in... minions. 3 minor injuries were reported in the area. Luckily, foot traffic was low at the time of the accident, so despite the massive kaboom, no dead folk. Who are the injured? We only managed to get one name in the chaos. A certain Frank, son of Frank, was said to have walked away with lesser burns. That sort of prefix used by Earthfolk. A human, most likely. That ain't a real name. He was apparently dressed in a fancy yellow outfit, whatever that means. Beyond that, we have some conflicting accounts. One person said, quote, he looked like one of them dungeoneers, you hear? A real adventuring man, end quote. Another said he was looking to get out of trouble, heading right down the stairs to Water Lane. Dungeon or Water Lane, both sound trouble. Frank, son of Frank, yeah, cool name, sure. A dungeoneer, if you believe it. That comment was from one of the militia members. Could be smart to check out the city below, just in case, despite the dangers. Down to Water Lane? Yeah, seems like he was heading in that direction. The down could mean a number of things, Water Lane included. Fancy yellow outfit. I'm assuming some type of Ritzian fashion. You can tell in his voice that he's leaving out but who the frick knows. At the end. Was he inside? I doubt it. Why was he there? We don't know. Where is he now? We don't know. They have not located the man despite major efforts. Do you know anything? The goblin does not respond. Although one of the militia members mentioned him just calmly walking away down the stairs, maybe down the crossing or somewhere else, we don't know. Snell gives a nervous look to his master before answering. We have theories, but we need proof. Lady raises her claw. The unveiling has begun, cleric. Secrets in the ashes. So dramatic. Love her. Corruption, madness, she laughs at her wooden throne. Politics. Rambling of fools. Bureaucracy wears her down. It is clearly the work of a rogue spellcaster, someone who cannot go unpunished. A spell would indeed be the only logical answer for such destruction. So, can he deal with it? The goblin bares his fangs to you. The presence of his lady causes him to say nothing. He has a deep devotion to her. The lady clears her throat. Everyone holds their breath when she speaks. I formally declare a joint venture. The Halfway Bridge tribe and the Utgard city clerics shall investigate the tea shop on Pillar Road and bring justice to those who seek to harm the peace. No creature, foul or fair, shall escape my rage. The words seep out from her maw, burning the air. Every goblin in the chamber looks upon her in awe. She is there to serve. So this is about revenge? Revenge? No, cleric. A gardener does not seek revenge upon the hail snail. They are simply eradicated. This is about keeping the peace. Nothing more. Snell, she says, waving towards him. Yes, Lady Sageleaf. You're the handler of this case. You've worked on it since the explosion. You know more than anyone. Oh la la! Complimented by his queen. I want you to represent the tribe in this venture. His face lights up. A goblin and a cleric. Together you will have access to her and Lower Tolstad. You're going to have the pretty boy around. Damn, I thought this was going to be fun. His expression is that of shock. He did not expect this. Do not disappoint me, Snell. A new member to the party! The goblin takes a deep bow. Yes, Lady Sageleaf, your will be done. The evil forces at work will be vanquished. Huzzah! Miska Sageleaf looks at you the way one observes kitchen mold. Don't huzzah, please. Don't ever huzzah. This guy is the one. Just keep him in line. First priority is the tea shop. We need to gain access. Your new goblin companion gives you a quick wave. Let's go, cleric. For as much as she told you, there's a danger you're missing here. You should investigate the tea shop thoroughly. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, let's go. Neat. So, behold! Okay, central toasted. So this takes us to the tea shop, I think. A tunnel to the lower layer. Maybe if Frank, son of Frank, isn't in the water lane, maybe we'll go there. Yes, let's go. This mushroom lady. Man, this is cool. Behold! Wisdom. Unbothered, moisturized, happy in her lane. She's focused on her work, but she does not seek strife. She will help you if you do not pose a threat. Man, I'm the best. I'm not a threat to anyone. Except rocks, I guess. At the top of the garden lookout, you see a strange creature hunched over. Underneath a large red hat, her drooping gaze slowly glides toward. Not a hat. She's actually growing a mushroom out of her skull. The elf drops the final piece of mushroom into the bowl on the table and gives you a creepy grin. Nice corner you got here. Slowly and in an appropriately dramatic fashion, she widens her eyes to reveal piercing red pupils, and her grin widens even more, somehow. Her expression leaves your legs weak, and not in a good way. Oh god, she's trouble, she's in trouble. Just look at the side of her head. Look at those ears, white hair, ashen hue, and those eyes. Snell seems to stay behind her. The goblin is staring into the wall. He looks queasy. An elf, aren't they rare? City holds many folk, but elves are both few in number and seldom intermingle with lesser races. But look at her. This is no elf of Elim. An ancient elven empire, now a shell of its former self. Hello, elf! You hear a guttural chuckle lifts her lips. A man delves into the garden. I set on the mysteries below. Are you that man? Am I that man? More or less. She's just being dramatic. I'm somewhere between yes and no. Good. Do not see realms in categories. See the. in between. The elf stammers, or is that an idiot? She turns around, her red eyes glimmering beyond a mist of spores. Nesficala of the Green. Call me Nessa. I am an underling to the Hierophant of Idana. Of course, a druid. A primal spellcaster, often balance keeping actors. A crescent below the coast, known to commune with flora and fauna. There's something esoteric going on here. You're a druid. Prove it. She just gives you a goofy smile. I don't see how I could prove as much more than I currently do. She points to her hedge mushroom. There are indeed not many folk sitting around here pretending to be mushrooms in bushes. Otherwise, this dude would be even stranger. I've spent my dealings. My dealings. I've spent my days handling primal force that it grows and decays. Do you know much of it? No. Do you? I learn new things every week. But no, I would not say I know much at all. She lowers her gaze for what you realize is the first time since she raised it. I would like to hear your tale, human. There is much to learn from your folk and your settlement in this band. She speaks as though the Earthfolk 60-something years of civilization but is nothing but a footnote in her history book. How sustainable is your lifestyle? You mean me in particular, or my people? Both, or either. Sustainable? How do you replenish the resources consumed? You want an answer now? If you have it. But there is no stress. Think about it. The elf speaks of the realm. How long? Until your way of life collapses. Oh gods, you're focusing too much on the question. Instead, focus on what she wants to hear. We live in balance. I personally could live on an apple a day. It's pretty sustainable. Oh, that's not a good at all, human. Your kind requires much more sustenance. True statement. Please consume food. Not this guy. She shows you a worried expression. Care for yourself. Do not let the idealization of a goal hinder a healthy lifestyle. She gives you some of the mushrooms from her bowl. Yay! Food. Please, eat. This is, as the hedonists say, an infamous group of activists and anarchists bound towards the end of the coastal road. They stand for something, probably. Listen to your empty stomach. She's well read, even if it is anarchistic rubbish. Kind mushroom lady. Wonderful. She places a palm against the rough floor of Idana, has helped keep the undersea from being overtaken by unbalancing powers. Demigods, fiends, celestials. Your human arcanists. Each creature a power that not only overtakes the primal, they do so with ease. That great war kind which upon one another delayed it. I do certainly believe it is inevitable. Don't worry, nature always survives. Most often it does. But look at your so-called burnt coast and those cursed lands in Diminor. Nature makes it through most things, but there are of us in this world that can wring the life out of every band if it so wishes. We must stay vigilant. She takes a deep and deliberate breath. Now, enough of complicated topics. Tell me, human, do you have a mate? Well, your cheeks clench. No, good. Your companion takes a few steps further away. Your mind races. Hostile? No, probably not. I wonder if we can, I don't know, push Snell into something. Sure. Really? Ouch. I've got loads. Oh, no, I don't mean like... I only mean most human disciplement group in pairs. I wonder if those of your kind do the same, form such long-term committed partnerships. That's a slightly less inflammatory question. I've got Snell. As you turn around, you see your partner half hiding behind the corner. I refute that. Sad to say, your partner does seem as committed, she quips. She lowers her mushroom cap and sighs. I see. It is the same here then. The path of an esoteric guardian is to be alone. The elf starts adding some kind of oily liquid to her mushroom bowl. A strange substance, golden, perhaps some kind of undersea whale. If this odd elf can guide you in any way, make it so. Hey Snail, why are you acting weird? Oh, shut up. Do not worry, the lady's runner is not a fun guy. I'm just keeping a safe distance, alright? He takes a few more steps away. Doesn't she? She kind of does. What do you know about the tea shop? Only what the roots whisper to me. The elf leans close, twisting her head to the side. You must delve deep, humans. Something rotten happened that day. The green quakes, they fear what to come. They whisper. Do they whisper anything useful? She leans back and lets out her assigned sight. You do not speak with trees often, do you? Insane behavior. So you were here when it exploded? No, I was much further below. What do you think happened? I will not deliberate on things I have no knowledge about. Where's the fun in that? Show your primal attunement. 15 plus 2. So it's... Yeah! 8, 10. Ah. How could you do such a thing? To prove attunement requires years of training. You've perhaps done a few exercises in your spare time, and you've read about druidic magic, but perhaps you can try it anyway. I have to. Kneel and focus. You focus your mind on the nature around, the life, the decay, the fun-looking mushrooms. But you cannot sense it. Nothing. Magic is hard. Sure is. Maybe if I start clenching. You move from mind to muscle. You keep clenching. Pressure. Pain. Perhaps this was a foolish choice. Ouch. But pain can be a good teacher. Perhaps you've learned something here. Dale keeps working on her brew. So we get -3 now. So it's like... Should we try again? Let's go. Yes. Now it's a 50-50 plus 2. Come on. No! Let's just not. Okay, that's it. Bye. Okay. So let's go. I think this is the way to the water lane. Let's just see how it looks and we'll end it here. I think we've been running for about an hour. Pillar cross. Oh, this is nice. An almost intact and endless rising pillar, the center of Norvik. Some dwarves. The depths of Tolstad. Hey, thanks again for watching. If anyone gets this far, maybe you could leave a comment and tell me what could I improve next time. Thanks from the bottom of my heart and see you in the next one. Bye!